This evening, the Guyana Teachers Union seems ready now to make good of its threats to stage industrial actions against the David Granger administration. Still strong and safe, but inefficient, says the general manager of the 38-year-old Demerara Harbor Bridge. It was a mad rush by business owners today to retrieve their belongings as City Hall swooped on illegally parked containers and derelict vehicles in the industrial site area. Bartica is ready to become a town as a massive two-day program has been organized for the township inauguration of the gateway to the interior. In the region, Skills for the Future, a program undertaken by the Barbados government, is making headway on the island. And internationally, a video of some of the schoolgirls abducted by Boko Haram 2 years ago has provided new hope for all in Nigeria.
From Safetv headquarters in South Randall Gardens, this is Safetv Headline News with Basil Bradshaw.
Is the government taking the Guyana Teachers Union seriously? General Secretary Coretta MacDonald said, waiting on the government to respond to their concerns is exhausting their patience, and her union will take serious actions. And when they act, the government has no one to blame but themselves. Andrew Weeks reports.
General Secretary Coretta MacDonald said, government continues to treat teachers like a telephone machine. It is either please hold or I will get back to you. And they never do.
Because teachers' ages are going, our promotion is on hold, duty-free concessions are on hold, debunching is on hold, housing project is on hold, and then we have a 2016-2020 proposal that is on hold.
MacDonald is warning the government that trouble is coming.
And we're saying we don't have to resort to shutting the system down. Let's put education where we're saying we want education to be. And we're saying if you're serious about making education a priority, then you will start talking. Having said all of that, we will not continue to wait until the government decides whenever they are going to be ready to settle these issues.
I had spoken with the General Secretary on these issues affecting teachers over and over again. Today, MacDonald was heading to Barbados on union business, and while crossing in a water taxi, she spoke with me on telephone about the state of the pressing issues with the government.
So
what is next?
Well, coming out of there with our attorney right now, who is advising us on some decisions that were made at conference. So we're supposed to get an update from him by tomorrow. And then maybe Monday we'll proceed with something.
So it look like strike.
But yes, under some pressure. And for the government under some more pressure.
So you're not saying strike yet, you're saying pressure.
Yeah.
You heard that, Basil. GTU is speaking with its lawyers on the way forward with the TSC. At the last General Council meeting, the majority of members had proposed to shut the country down with strike actions to pressure the government, who failed time and time again to come to the table for talks. Also tomorrow, the union will be moving around the city to visit members on these matters, as well as their participation in the May 1 Labor Day rally. This is getting very interesting, Basil, but we will follow these developments as they unfold. Back to you.
The issue sounds like it's getting ugly, but there can still be an amicable way out, I'm sure. Thank you, Andrew. In light of the ongoing efforts to have a feasibility study done for construction of a new Demerara Harbor Bridge, the general manager of the corporation has been maintaining the integrity of the current structure, but says that it is not efficient. Rihanna Ahmad will put it all into perspective.
The 38-year-old Demerara Harbor Bridge was initially given a lifespan of 10 years, but to date it is still being used by close to 10,000 vehicles on a daily basis. Despite that incident back in 2012, when a section of the bridge collapsed in the river, General Manager of the Harbor Bridge Corporation, Ralston Adams, is insisting that the structure is still strong and safe.
Safety
we're very sure that we can provide a safe service. Reliability, we're sure that we can provide a reliable service. Efficiency is where we're lacking.
Adams, during a press conference at his office yesterday, explained that the efficiency of the bridge being compromised only has to do with the structural limitations of the bridge, especially with a number of new and expanding housing schemes being developed on the west side of Demerara.
Efficiency in the sense that the traffic now cannot move in an efficient manner because of the limitations of the bridge. So it's only 2 lanes, the traffic is growing.
The general manager has often shunned what he says are myths that the Demerara Harbour Bridge has outlived its usefulness.
The pontoon here is basically the foundation of the bridge. So the pontoon go bad, you can change it out. On a regular fixed bridge, the foundation gets damaged, you can't change it out. So because of the model and the type of construction of this structure, it allows us to change components when they go bad.
It is the excess demands from commuters to use the bridge that now warrants a new one being built. So far, some 22 companies from Guyana and around the world have submitted expressions of interest to conduct the feasibility study and design for a new crossing.
A new bridge will not be, I don't think it's being built because this bridge is outlived its life and it's gonna fall apart. I don't think so, and I'm confident that that's not going to happen.
The findings of a feasibility study would also determine what is to be done with the existing structure. So far, there have been reports that perhaps it would be taken further up the river to link Wales. Basil, there is also consideration to take it to one of the interior locations.
Whatever the decision is, let's hope it's one that aptly satisfies the need for river crossing. Thanks, Rihanna. Following earlier warnings, City Hall swooped on illegal parking of containers and old vehicles at the industrial site area today, as business owners rushed down with trucks and Hilux to remove their belongings. Andrew Weeks was there and filed this report.
Town Clerk Royston King, Chief Constable Andrew Fu, and a team of city constables and engineering staff swooped on the industrial site area this afternoon to make good on their notice given to business owners to remove their containers and old vehicles of the city's reserve. The Town Clerk told Headline News that the time is up.
What we're doing is reclaiming our space for the benefit of all the people who are paying taxes in one form or another, and we're carrying out our mandate as stipulated in the Municipal District Councils Act, Chapter 2801.
As city workers with welding torches and sledgehammers went into action, business owners begged for more time.
How much time do you want to remove?
Give me worst case scenario tomorrow, because I'll call the truck
Tomorrow
now.
at what time?
Before 10.
They had one there. You gotta try and get the real spot, sir.
My friend, we have to remove these things from here. We could not allow it. This is totally unacceptable. We have to remove them from here. We have a daycare. We have other people. We have to be considerate.
As some were begging, others were moving. Guide Track with its big Hilux began to move its old trucks and other vehicles with haste as the torchmen were seen cutting an old car into pieces. Chief Constable Andrew Fu said security will be on site to ensure order is maintained.
Patrols, and we have the vehicular patrols, and they're going to continue to monitor the situation, right? We will have started in terms of Monday, and there would have been some amount of compliance by some persons. The others, as we speak at this moment, they're in the process of having their trailers, containers in terms of removed.
City Hall had given business owners 72 hours to remove their containers, which had posed some dangers to pedestrians and workers in the area. Some had adhered to the warnings, while others refused. The trucks had also damaged the road, and the dust had been causing health problems for children at the daycare center in the area.
And there's absolutely no reason, save and accept high level of indiscipline and disrespect, why these containers and trailers and derelicts should be allowed to remain on the city's space.
Basil, this area is just the first phase of the operations by City Council. Tomorrow the team heads to the other area in the city to continue the process, as City Hall is adamant that a green and clean Georgetown will be achieved. Basil, back to you.
Well, this looks promising as the city seems to be returning to the Georgetown of old when law, order, and decency prevailed. Thanks, Andrew. Coming up in headline news after the break, clarion call made for young people to gravitate to animal sciences, and Bartica shaping up for township status in another few days' time.
Seems like people will try just about anything to lose weight these days. But nothing works better than proper dieting and exercise. So if you're guilty of eating the wrong foods, not finding time to exercise, or can't afford a gym, join Safetv Channel 2 for Body and Spirit. Aerobics workout with Dick Nunez.
Hello, I'm Dick Nunez. Welcome to Body and Spirit Aerobics.
Weekday mornings from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Don't hesitate. Act now, because your greatest wealth is your health.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
Sometimes there's just too much information to keep up with when you're pregnant. What you should and should not eat, what kind of exercise is right for you, how to handle mood changes, even how to determine when it's time for delivery.
Don't let your pregnancy be a burden. Watch The Baby Story on Safetv Channel 2 every weekday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now you can know all you need to know from conception to delivery when you watch The Baby Story on Safetv Channel 2.
iPad asks, are you involved in agriculture? Do you have crops, livestock or poultry? Do you need finance to grow or expand your farms?
iPad agriculture loans from $40,000 to $20 million are designed to meet your needs. Repayment terms are based on crop cycle.
iPad works and supports you through difficult times
with advice on technology and mentoring.
Contact any of our 13 offices countrywide.
iPad, improving livelihoods.
Get going, keep growing with iPad.
John Lewis Styles, simply different.
With a distinctive flavor, Umda Palka ghee is made from 100% pure vegetable oil. This Palka ghee is a delight when preparing sweetmeats and other dishes for healthy cooking with a rich buttery taste and aroma. It is used for religious purposes and is a principal fuel for burning. Umda Palka ghee is light, pure, with a real ghee texture.
really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's for dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
Given a shortage of veterinarians across the country, young people are being urged to pursue their education in animal sciences. Rihanna Ahmad will explain in this report how vets can play a key role in saving the country from devastation.
Like psychologists and pathologists, Guyana is also experiencing a notable shortage in persons wanting to pursue an education in animal sciences and take up positions as veterinarians. This was cited by Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Agriculture, George Jarvis.
Recognition was given to some of the senior players in the livestock health in Guyana. And I know in many cases the torch is held out for you younger ones to collect. But I think the senior guys may concur with me that many hands are not reaching for those for the torch.
Jarvis was at the time addressing the gathering, which included a number of school-age children, at a workshop held yesterday to tackle animal diseases.
Many persons seem to think that the easier thing, the role of vet is to walk around with a bag with medicines and syringes and charge to treat dogs and cats.
But it is much more than that, said Reuben Robertson of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. He explained how good vets can help safeguard their countries against zoonotic diseases that can devastate a nation like Guyana.
The introduction of foot and mouth disease in Guyana would undoubtedly undermine not only food security, but also national economic development and rural livelihood. An outbreak could be devastating to the country if it is not quickly detected, contained, and eradicated.
At present, the Ministry of Agriculture is partnering with a number of overseas agencies to execute a workshop and training program for those involved in the livestock sector. The one-week workshop is being hosted as part of a regional move to have countries like Guyana protect themselves against those animal diseases that can be transferred to humans.
When a quick glance at the foot and mouth map of South America shows only 4 countries, namely Chile, Uruguay, French Guyana, and Guyana, are officially recognized by the OIE as foot and mouth disease.
And for this to continue a few decades from now, there is a need for more properly qualified veterinarians. So, Basil, hopefully more young people will start thinking of heading in that direction.
Well, the platform has been laid. Let's hope the youths respond to the clarion call. Thanks, Rihanna. Bartica is ready to become a town as the mayor, deputy mayor, and organizing team spoke to the media yesterday about their plan of activities leading up to Saturday, April 23, before township is officially bestowed on the community on the 24th. Andrew Weeks reports that the program will be called the Bartica Inaugural Township Celebrations under the theme Embracing the Past, Celebrating the Present, and Preparing for the Future.
Bartica will come on fire come April 22nd and 23rd, and according to the Deputy Mayor Kamal Prasad, Region 7 will come alive, especially on its inaugural Township Day.
It is a rebirth of Bartica from being a village to a town. It is the day that Bartica will be officially declared a town.
According to the new and youngest mayor in the country, His Worship Gifford Marshall, Bartica will be a model town because he plans to make it a green town.
We've heard a lot on tourism, and where tourism is concerned, we believe that we have what it takes to become Guyana's first tourism capital, right? We believe we have what it takes to do that. But we have a lot of work to do going forward. Our waste disposal situation in Bartica remains a major bother for us. If you travel along our shorelines, you're going to see what I'm talking about. And this is an issue that we definitely have to fix, because if you're going to become a green community, Guyana's first green town, then we must fix our waste disposal situation.
Marshall also stated that some of the major companies in the Bartica area are guilty of dumping waste around the community. He said under his watch that will not be tolerated. He wants to work with all business owners and residents in the region to make Bartica a tourist destination. Events coordinator Odessa Primos said the days of activities will be ones one will never forget.
Being done mostly by Barticians living in Bartica and around Guyana. And so, of course, we have performances from the likes of Lyndon Jumbie Jones, who, of course, is no stranger to any of us. He has made his mark in the comedy arena. We have Clemencio Goddard, I'm sure you would have seen her on shows like Nothing to Laugh About and that sort of thing. And then we have Paul Burnett and so on in the fashion industry. And now into pageantry as one of the media personalities here, I think, is part of the pageant. And of course, we are going to be having speeches from a number of persons who are Barticians.
The event will see the likes of ministers of government, members of the diplomatic corps, business organizations from across the country, cultural events to make you laugh, lots of food and drinks, and of course, the feature address and declaration of Bartica as a town by His Excellency President David Granger, which will be the main event. One of the big-ticket items in Bartica after it becomes a town, Basil, is the creation of its town hall, which, according to the mayor, Marshall, will be the wonder to behold. We will bring you the details in a subsequent newscast. Back to you, Basil.
The residents of Bartica must be excited and proud at this time, and of course, must be in high praise of the new government. Thanks, Andrew. Those sitting the National Grade 6 assessment from here on will be required to put their names and other key information on their examination papers. This has the opposition criticizing and the government defending and clarifying the requirements. Rihanna Ahmad will explain it all.
Either thoughtless or sinister is how the former Education Minister Priya Manik-Chan views the new requirement that will see students sitting the National Grade 6 assessment writing their names on their examination papers.
Parents have expressed great terror that the request for names on the paper will lead to all sorts of, or can lead to discrimination against their children, and are asking us to ask the ministry to withdraw this senseless requirement.
Some 14,500 candidates are expected to sit this year's National Grade 6 assessment come Wednesday, April 27 and Thursday, April 28. According to Manik-Chan, the Education Ministry has misled the public on the changes that were made to the NGSA process.
When we raised on the 5th that there were changes, the ministry's response, I remind you, was two things. One, there's only one change, and that is the structure of the paper. They didn't say anything about students having to write their names. And secondly, they said that, well, we sent all of this out. We don't know. Priya Manik-Chan is on some frolic of her own. We don't know what she's going on about.
The Member of Parliament, upon being given a response from the ministry, said that she does not have a problem with the students having to write their names on paper 1, because that will be marked electronically overseas.
Although I don't see how a name adds to that, any value to that process. You don't need a name for that. And secondly, that the paper 2, this is the long paper now, which is being marked locally here in Guyana, is going to be is going to have the child's name.
Offering a clarification, the Ministry of Education said that the paper with the child's name and other key information will be detached, and that the only information that would be evident during the marking process would be the test code, subject, and candidate number only. The ministry viewed the opposition's concerns as somewhat uncalled for.
The ministry said to me in its response, to be fair to them, that the markers aren't going to see those names. I don't know about that. So why are you adding the names in the first place? There's no need for names.
The former education minister is also annoyed that exams are right around the corner and some schools have still not received their timetables. Basil?
Good to see there's still some interest on the part of the former education minister. Thanks, Rihanna. Still ahead, the government-piloted program in Barbados, Skills for the Future, is gaining ground on the island. And new hope for the survival of the schoolgirls abducted in Nigeria 2 years ago through a new video released.
John Lewis Styles, simply different. John Lewis Styles, simply different.
This place is really hot. What's wrong with your AC?
It's not working.
Well, we wouldn't be able to continue this meeting anymore because this place is extremely hot.
Wait, please don't go.
Here's a company you can call to get your AC fixed. Action Cool.
Honey, what's dinner? I had a hard day.
I'm sorry you had a hard day, but guess what, babes? I didn't cook today because the stove is not working.
Having trouble at home or at the office? Then call the professionals at Action Cool. Our fully trained technical team have the skills and experience in repairs of all air-conditioned units, refrigerators, gas stoves, washing machines, and a whole lot more. For further information, visit us at 86 Hill and Princess Street, Mandela Avenue, Georgetown, or call us on telephone number 225-7867.
In news from the region now, in Barbados, the Skills for the Future program is making headways on the island. In this Barbados Today afternoon report, you will hear that the program is achieving its initiative undertaken by the government of Barbados as part of its National Human Resource Development Strategy.
The multi-million-dollar Skill for the Future program has been working and officials are keen on improving the initiative. As such, Sabine Auberg, Education Lead Specialist with the Inter-American Development Bank, IDB, says officials are seeking to extend the project for another 2 years. Launched in 2012, the Skills for the Future program, which is designed to better equip Barbadians at both the secondary and post-secondary levels with the skills and competencies required by the workplace, was scheduled to end this year. The initiative, which consists of a number of programs including the Competency-Based Training Fund, the CBTF, and the Aganar program, is being funded through an investment loan from the IDB to the tune of US $20 million.
We have started discussion with the Ministry of Education to focus more on component 2, also to improve the relevance and quality of secondary education, because through the visits and the reports we get from both the Aganar component and partnerships 2, is that literacy and numeracy remains an area of concern and that needs strengthening. So we will work with the Ministry of Education to look more closely at what is required starting at early childhood and primary education to strengthen these areas, to make sure that graduates coming out of secondary schools are well prepared and better prepared to enter the world of work and to participate then in training initiatives as provided by the CBTF.
And internationally, on the second anniversary of their abduction, CNN's Nima El-Jabir has the latest on the release of the new video of the missing schoolgirls in Nigeria abducted by Boko Haram.
It's the glimmer of hope parents have been waiting for. A video showing 15 of the Chibok girls sent to negotiators by their captors as proof of life. CNN obtained the video from a person close to the negotiations to get the girls released, and we shared it with parents of the missing girls. But these young women in the video are only a handful of those girls abducted now, 2 years ago. April 14, 2014, 276 schoolgirls taken in the night by Boko Haram gunmen. A few dozen escaped. But since then, there's been only silence. Despite the global campaign to bring back our girls, 2 years later, they remain missing.
And that's SafeTV2 headline news for this Thursday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find SafeTV2 headline news on Facebook and YouTube. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast and in the evening at 6 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm Basil Bradshaw signing out from your newscast.